What's going on, everybody? This is Peter Renner, writer of dollarbindigging over at comicbookinvest.com, coming back with yet another digging my own comic books at home. Since we're still on lockdown with this quarantine, at least here in my state, I can't go out shopping, can't go out digging, no flea markets, no LCSs, no nothing. So got tired of doing that online digging thing, so I decided, hey, I had those boxes upon boxes I showed you last time, if you watched. These guys right here, these are the first 10 I have on my agenda to go through. So I got through one, and I grabbed another one to dig through today and see what's in there and see if there's anything that I picked up for $1 or less that I think is worth writing about and putting in an article that should be down below this week. And while I do these, I do like to have a little bit of a beverage, so I'm just going to crack this open. Let's see if we can get started. I'm going to try this Brewdog Hazy Jane and just put it in my Rick and Morty glass here. Rick and Morty came back this week. I'm a fan. I know a lot of people aren't, but I do enjoy it, so I was happy to see it come back for the second half of the season 7, I think we're in now. But anyway, enough about cartoons and animated shows that I enjoy. Let's start talking about some books. Again, these are things that I found along my travels and decided to put aside to do something with. Whether they're runs for me to read, stuff from my PC, covers I like, books I just can't stop buying over and over for whatever reason, possible speculation, and things that just caught my eye, things that I've been buying since I was a kid that I just can't stop for whatever reason. So I find it for cheap. I just grab it and then figure out what to do with it later. You can always give them away. You can always try to resell them, package them up in lots, or maybe they get hot. Something happens. I don't know. So with that, I think we should switch over for a little while to the short box I got over here, and let's see what I might find in this one. All right. So yeah, Justice League 31. Yeah, any 30 and 31s you find, you grab. I found quite a few. I have a bunch of them stashed away in these boxes because I buy them over and over again. Oh, Lazarus 1. Yeah, he knows. Maybe they do something there. This X-Men 17. I think that was a first appearance of somebody at some point. I can't remember. Same thing with this Excalibur 31. I grabbed a couple of these when I think it was Sonic Krakoa or something. Got interesting for a little while. Right now, I don't think it's doing much of anything, but like I said, it was hot for a minute. Kate Kane. Back Batwoman, as you know. Yeah, this is a pretty beat up copy, and this sells for a few bucks, but even beat up, I just end up grabbing these half the time because you never know. Maybe it gets hot to the point where somebody wants it even in this condition. So I don't know. Just have a hard time leaving things behind, especially when I'm buying multiple books. You start making a pile, and you usually get a better deal when you're dealing with dollar books and cheaper things. I know I wrote about this one before. I think this is the first time she actually takes the name of Stargirl in this, because I think she was going by Star before this. But yeah, so I want to see this. Yeah, see, look, there's 2. Grab multiples whenever I see them. I try to put things together eventually as I collect them to organize. Infinity Crisis 5, I think, is Jamie Reyes first. There. Oh, just awesome. Jane first cover. I grab these anytime I see them too. Eventually, maybe this Wonder Woman run of hers is going to be like, Hugh's Catwoman run and people want them. But yeah, you never know. I mean, print runs are different these days, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, this Quasar. This is not actually number 1. This is actually 32. I think the story goes, at least from what I remember with this one, is that it's not an error per se, but Quasar was only direct. I got 2 of them here. I'm gonna pull this one this week. This could be something interesting to write about. But anyway, so I'll look at the second one then. So I think the story goes with this one is that Quasar wasn't on newsstands, but the Galactic Storm, which is the big, crossover at the time. If people wanted to read it, they needed to have these Quasar issues. So I think Marvel put the newsstand versions and had to renumber them or something, some such business like that. I don't know. I think 32, 30, 30, and 34 are 1, 2, 3 for these newsstands. For this Galactic Storm crossover. I also think it's his first Korath. I remember, is it Digimon Hanzo, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the dude with got his thing ripped out of his head, finger across the throat. Anyway, Batman Robin Eternal. I think this is his first Orphan. I don't know. I grabbed this one whenever I see it too. Yeah, this Loeb Tim Sale Catwoman when in Rome run's pretty cool. I mean, again, when you're dealing with dollar books and less, you start getting things where there's a little bit of damage, some spine ticks and whatnot, and it's up to you whether you want to grab them or not. And again, condition, I like condition. I pay attention to it, but it's not be all end all for me because mostly I do like to read a lot of these things, and so I'll grab it for whatever. Oh, I think I talked about this last week. Okay, here's another one, Teen Titans #9, Second Deathstroke. Grab it all the time. I'll also grab any McFarlane Spidey I find. Yeah, this I can probably flip or do something with because I do have this in my own run. But yeah, anytime you see McFarlane, especially this one, this is a great cover. I love this one. But I don't know if I should really write about this. This is a book people know about, so it's not like really a find to remind people. You see something like this, you just buy it. You don't need me to tell you to buy this. You should know that already. Green Lantern 47. Yeah, look at that. Got a few of these. This run here, 48. See, I also try to build little runs where I can. Yeah, this is what the Emerald Twilight was about kicking off here. Looks like I'm missing 49 in this bit. I mean, I have them on my own PC, but these are extras. And Green Lantern 50. And yeah, look at that, 51. So I think I just have these set aside until I come across a 49 or come across a 49 in one of my other boxes. And I just try to put them together. Because like I said, sometimes I'll build runs like, yeah, here we go. The Spidey, I think that was part of the Craven's Last Hunt, I think. Daredevil Born Again's another one I like to grab whenever I see it. This is just a great story. I mean, everybody should have this, either in trade or singles if you can. I know they got some interest when the Daredevil show on Netflix started touching on that storyline for a little bit. But, they're pretty cheap, and you can find them in dollar bins, like I said. So grab them if you can find them, and put together a run, read them, get rid of them, whatever you want to do. Oh, yeah, see, here's some more of the Spideys. I don't keep things in order in these boxes. That's part of what I'm supposed to be doing here. And again, like, sure, I can pull this to write about it, but everybody kind of has an idea about Craven's Last Hunt. You don't need me pointing things out, trying to remind you all about it. Because, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you guys some books that you should keep an eye out for, just because you may have forgotten about them. You may find them interesting. I don't know. It's Campbell Justice League Zero. Tons printed, but, it's kind of cool. I mean, how often do you see Jason Scott Campbell drawing, Justice League and not drawing, the sexy covers? It's not that often. And, Turner. There's some nice covers on this run. Well, there's Turner again. Kind of goes against the non-sexy cover thing there. Namor, 26. I always like this one. This, I think, is Jay Lee's first on this series, and he had a great little run there back in the 90s. His art can be divisive, but I like it. I dig the heavy use of blacks and the contrast that he brings. And, Gargoyles. I was happy to see this come back to Disney Plus, because I didn't watch all of them back when it was on TV, but I am happy to check it out now with my son. You know what? I'm going to pull Gargoyles. That's a decent book to keep an eye out for. Kind of silly. But, old Cap. There's a reprint of Fantastic Fours there. Batman Beyond books. I don't know what the deal is with that. Scarlet Witch. Oh, here's Wonder Woman 7 and 9. These are in here, and these are first of them, I guess, modern Cheetah. Barbara Minerva we'll see in the Wonder Woman 1984 movie, but these copies are pretty beat. Damn, look at that water damage on here. I didn't notice it when I first grabbed it. Then you get them home after the stacking. Like, oh, that's why it was only 50 cents. But again, I'd rather have it here than having 50 cents in my pocket. Extra Wizards. Oh, great Jim Lee X-Men. I have a hard time leaving the Jim Lee X-Men books behind when I see them. I don't know. I love this run. This is one of my favorite runs in all of comics. So when I see them, I go and grab them. Just like this. This, when I was younger, I used to think was a Jim Lee cover, but it's not. He actually did the interiors. This is a reprint of the original X-Men series, and I believe it's the Dark Phoenix saga with the first few stories. This looks like 133, which gives you the great, best there is at what I do. I think panels in here somewhere. But again, the reason why I do like this one is this other story in here is Jim Lee Interiors, which I believe he did just a couple of months after Uncanny 248. So it's still early Jim Lee. So I'm going to put that over there because I would grab that. I remember looking for that back in the 90s when X-Men was the be-all, end-all. Black Panther 2. There's a little crease there. This, I think, has that first symbiote... I can't remember. Killmonger. That's his name? Yeah, Killmonger, I believe. Batman Full Circle. Anytime you find these prestige books, I mean, you look at it. If you would have bought this off the shelf for $6 and you can find it 20 some odd years plus later for $1 or less, just go ahead and grab it because It's usually good stuff. And this was a good story. Alan Davis art. Definitely, this is a free comic book day shoved in here. Look at that, cross-gen. Yeah, who remembers cross-gen? 1, 2, some 100 bullets in here. What else we got? Iron Jaw. I remember when there was talk of these Atlas books getting adapted. Maybe one day. Alan Moore Swamp Things. I'll buy any Alan Moore Swamp Thing. I'm trying to build a run so I can read them all. So I just grab them whenever I see them, because even if I get duplicates, I don't care. It's, again, $1 less. It's worth the investment to me. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, look at that, an old detective. Sometimes you find stuff like this in the cheap bins. Like, this is an old detective 12 center. I mean, it's got an awful spine roll and plenty of dings and damage, but I don't know. I'm going to add it to my PC, and now when there's a detective book, I don't have to search for it. If I find a better one, I find a better one. If not, that's a copy I'm willing to read and have. Wonder Woman 3. I do like these J.G. Jones covers too. He kind of came right after the Hughes run on Wonder Woman. Everybody knows about the Hughes run, but this Jones run was also pretty outstanding, if you ask me. The Betty and Veronica books. I mean, look at this. There's Jones again. Mixed in with more Betty and me. I don't know. I was finding these when the Betty and Veronica books were a bit of the rage. Was this Noto? Yeah, Phil Noto. Again, Wonder Woman has some good covers. There's some good cover artist work in there. Number 6. Another Archie book. Another Jones Wonder Woman. That Teen Titans Spotlight. With What If. I also love grabbing these old What Ifs. They're just fun to read too. Marvel Age. Again, some of these do pretty well. This John Byrne She-Hulk. Everybody loves these She-Hulk covers. I don't know. I'm gonna pull this out. It's in contention to be one of the 4 old Turtles books. Can't go wrong there. Don't know why my screen shrunk. Early Damien. 57, 58. And more Turtles. Issue 3. This is issue 1, but I think this is not the first run with the animated. I think it's the second, or I don't know. But I don't think that's working done too much. The Electra 3. I think I grabbed that because I thought it might have been the edited version, but it is not. These were interesting. Grabbing these Seduction of the Innocent books. Yeah, they're reprints, but I don't know. Again, find stuff like this cheap. I just say grab it and worry about it later. Just like these Marvel Tales. Yeah, they reprint the early Spidey issues. So if you don't have them, Mad Balls. Everybody loves Mad Balls. I don't know, I'm just going to pull it out of there anyway. And if you don't love Mad Balls, well, I don't know. I guess you didn't grow up in the 80s. Avengers 260. I don't know. That's an early Nebula appearance. I don't know if it gives her backstory. Oh, yeah, the stunning secret of Nebula. So it gives a bit of her backstory in there. Detective 609, I think, is the second Anarchy. I think 608 was his first appearance. Usually try to find these two together and you can package them up. He appeared on the CW. I forget if it was Legends or one of the shows. Arrow. I think it was on Arrow. But the Flash. But Anarchy is an interesting little character. I don't know. Spoof. This is odd stuff. I mean, look at this on All in the Family spoof book from Marvel. And this is a great cover. This is a very beat copy, though, of this Masters of the Universe. But again, I think I got this for $0.25, so I was like, I don't know, who cares for $0.25? I'll grab it. It's like a Granoff cover, Gamora there. It's old Star Wars. Again, these books are cheap enough. Just get them. Cap. Yeah, X-Men Adventures. I know there's tons of these out there, but if you did want first appearance of Morph, when you watch the animated series like I did, maybe you want this book. I think everybody should have at least one. Check this out. Oh, Death's Head. You know what? It's an interesting book. I know it's not Death's Head's first appearance, but that is one of those Marvel UK books. And I think that was early Brian Hitch. I think he might have been like 18, or might not even been 18 years old when he did that one. Because he got a start over in the UK doing, I think, Transformers and Death's Head. Detective Chimp. That's just interesting stuff. I think this is first appearance of Kid Kaiju. And I think I put this in dollarbindigging before. I don't know. You can get a few bucks for it if you want to flip them when I see them. Again, it's one of those things you just grab. I remember this new Falcon was hot for a minute. Special. Look at that, a Red Sonja. That's a pretty cool one. It's not one of value, but it is, nice Red Sonja book. New Warriors. Grab that. That's Comic Fest. Oh, Deadpool 1. I did not find this in a dollar bin, but I did find, what was it, 1, 4, 5. I grabbed a few of these. I think these were actually $2. I got these for $2 at some guy at a flea market, so I just grabbed them and put them aside. So I'm not going to put those in dollar bin digging, but yeah, sometimes you find weird stuff like that. There's Frism. Black Adam one from that mini series. I think the Ross cover is the one everybody pays up for. This is just the regular. I think the Ross is only a 1 in 10, but it's not easy to find. But you never know. If they end up making this movie, maybe this little book heats up along with that Ross copy. And I know I've talked about this Batgirl one before. I grabbed those. Astonishing X-Men one. Jackpot. I don't know. I think there was a weird spec that Sony was going to do a Jackpot movie for some reason. So thought, why not? Cheap enough. Punisher one. Tennis ones. Again, McFarlane Spideys. I don't care what it is. I grab them. Onomatopoeia, I believe. I don't know if it was his first. I think so. In this Kevin Smith run. I don't know. Worth a grab. Any of these odd Venom appearances are usually worth grabbing if they're cheap enough. Return of Jean Grey in Fantastic Four. This is after, she went down in Dark Phoenix. There we go. Ninjak. I don't think it's his first. I think this might be his first cover. Second appearance. I think Bloodshot 6 is his first. I don't know. Weird Valiant books. I still grab them. I collected them back in the day. Sleepwalker. This was a interesting book. This is the mask. They ask you to cut the holes, pop out the eyes and the mouth, and you can make a Halloween mask out of that thing if you were so inclined. Where the hell were we? Somewhere in here. Bloodshot. This is Spirits of Vengeance. Just weird old Ghost Rider books. I'm just grabbing just randomly. Oh yeah, more 90s Ghost Rider stuff. Yeah, that's a nice little cover. X-Men Die by the Sword. I think this is a Turner. Covered this Image title. So, yeah, anytime I see Turner, that's another artist I'll just grab. I mean, we're not going to get any more Turner art, unfortunately. He passed away on us way too early. Sandman, that's another title like the Swamp Things. I'll just grab because I don't have them. I might have a couple of trades, but if I just see them in a while, I just don't think twice. I'll just grab them. And Amethyst, I don't know. Heard rumors about it. I think it's probably why I grabbed it. It's a little beat, but I think this was an early Deadpool appearance there. Dirty Pair 2. Is this Fist of the North Star? Oh, look at that. Krull. I don't know about you guys, but I liked this movie back in the day. The glaive here was one of the coolest movie weapons I think ever created. It is not a great movie to see for the first time today, but if you saw it when you were a kid in the 80s, oh, look at that, number 2. You know what? I'm going to bully these up. I might write about these two. I like them. If you were a kid growing up in the 80s, you probably saw Krull and were as infatuated with it as I was. Just, interesting weapon, villain. You had Cyclops' fantasy. They were chasing a castle that moved every night. Weird, fantastical stuff. Some of these Bombshell covers, I don't know. Sometimes you impulse buy things and you think, well, this maybe should be worth something. I mean, some people like collecting these types of things. Like Supergirl, but yeah. Again, cheap enough. You take a shot. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. What is this? Oh, all these Hulk books got really hot for a while. Anything related to Devil Hulk and this and that and the other with that Al Ewing run. We don't hear too much about the Immortal Hulk run anymore, but I think I have dropped off, fallen behind on my reading, but I think it's still pretty good from where I left off. So, and people still seem to like it. So, and there's more Turner. You got the early Supergirl Terror Titans. Something interesting. There's some Bitch Moon Knights that I grabbed. Early Azrael there. I think it's a Travis Charest cover. I always like Travis Charest. Oh, look at that. ASM 400. It's Aunt May. Oh, she got engaged to Doc Ock? I don't remember. That was one of those milestone issues. There you got Danielle Cage down there as a baby on the cover. I don't think she's in the story, but they popped her on the cover there. Another one of those detectives. This is Marvel Fanfare. Like this cover. I think this came up in 3 Comic Money. Maybe The Moon. Maybe Chris brought this one up. I can't remember. But that's a book I always grab every time I see it. Oh, look, another Excalibur. Son of Krakoa. Ultimate Venom. A little dinged up, but people wanted these at least for a little while. I don't know if they still do. I think this is one of the CW spec Cupid, I think, first appearance in here. So this was selling as most CW spec did for a time. You get it. We had that villain of the week. Oh, I did not pay $6 for this Night Stalkers. It's just in that bag, but I still end up trying to grab these Rise of the Midnight Suns books because I can never remember which ones I actually have, and I just want to have the whole run so you can get all those posters. So I just end up grabbing them if I see them polybagged, as long as they're, like I said, $1. And then we got just some random Shonen Jump. I don't think these issues are anything important. I don't think there's any first appearances, but this, I believe there is some stuff. This is more Topher territory than me. But again, I find this stuff cheap enough. I'll buy this for $1 just to flip through and see what the hell's in there. Because you're getting like a full-on magazine trade for your money. So why not do it? I don't know. But I got a nice little stack of books here. I think this is good enough to mine to give myself something to do an article on for this week. So I don't know. I'll probably end up doing the Death's Head here because that's kind of got an interesting story behind it. Don't know if I'll do the Mad Balls. I'll probably do the Quasar just because, again, could do a nice little write-up of something on it. See, I think I like the Gargoyles. Then where to go? Jim Lee, backstory, Mad Balls, or the Burn She-Hulk cover. I don't know. I'll decide over the next day or so because I am doing this on a late Tuesday night while I have some time so I can write up my article for Thursday morning to drop. So with that, I'm going to go finish my drink. It's not bad. And I don't know, maybe go start writing or just go watch something. Thanks for spending some time. Hopefully you enjoy this. If you do, I will keep doing them. But with that, I'm going to leave you with nice little sign off. Go check out comicbookinvest.com for all your comic book speculation and collecting needs. We got tons of different articles there, all free content. We're not charging you a dime. We all do this like me. We all do it for the love of the game. Like we're not making money off of doing this. I'm sacrificing my time in my spare room, just to film this little video showing my books off because I like to do so. I like looking at comics. I like talking about comics. I like collecting and buying, selling, whatever. I like comics. And I like spending that time with a group of like-minded people. So if you are like us and you love comics, check us out. Each and every week, new articles popping every day. YouTube, Tales from the Flip Side. I'm still doing this on my channel right now just because I'm trying to test the grounds out, test my waters, get my feet wet doing my own thing. But I might go join the fellas over there with these videos eventually. But with that, I'm going to sign off and say good night, everyone.